steelworkers and unions. Welcome everybody. Nice of everyone to join us today for this solidarity march, rally, demonstration, if you will. We've got some speakers lined up today. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for their traveling up here from all parts of Ontario. One day longer. One day longer. Right on. One day longer. One day stronger. Terrific. Right. We will last one day longer. We will get this contract settled. We will last one day stronger. We will beat back this Valley attack. We will beat it back. We will get a fair deal, a deal that's fair for our brothers and sisters, a deal that's fair for our community, a deal that's fair for Canada. Please give it up for National Director of USW Canada, Mr. Ken Newman.
Well, thank you very much, brothers and sisters. Let me first of all thank the two busloads that came from the community of Sudbury. We also have some of our strikers here from Port Colborne, and let's give them a big round of applause for being here. If you look at Vale-INCO, a big multinational corporation that has come to this country, and what are they asking to do? They're asking to roll back the benefits, they're asking to roll back the pension, they're trying to take advantage of the situation, they're bringing their industrial relations style from what they have in another country and trying to impose it here in Canada. We're not going to stand for that. That's why we have the brothers and sisters here today to make sure that we get a fair settlement, that we're going to be there one day longer, we're going to be there one day stronger. We're not going to put up with this.
He's now President of the Ontario Federation of Labour. Please welcome Sid Ryan.
Sisters and brothers, first off, let me bring you greetings from almost 1 million workers in the province of Ontario. I want to say, my friends, that your fight is everybody's fight in this province. There is no question when they come after the steelworkers for their pensions, when they come after the steelworkers for very basic fundamental rights such as seniority, we know that's everybody's fight in this province. Friends, this is not just the steelworker fight. It cannot be just the steelworker fight. If they go down, then we all go down, sisters and brothers. Every pension plan will be vulnerable in this province. All of our seniority rights will be vulnerable. And the multinationals, having made $4 billion in the 2-year period, when they could have settled this strike, those greedy bastards at this time in life, my friends, they should have come to the bargaining table and given us a decent contract when they made that kind of money. And if they can get away with making $4 billion and kick people onto the sidelines for 8 solid months, and the labour movement does not come in behind the steelworkers, then, my friends, we better take a long, hard look in the mirror at ourselves. I'm asking you, my friends, let's join the steelworkers in Sudbury on the 22nd. Let's make this a rally that they will remember.
They just played at the Women's International Day rally. Give it up for the Women's Drummer Group.
He's president of the Toronto and York Region Labour Council. He's been leading the labour movement in absolutely the right direction in the last number of years in Toronto, and we're delighted he's here to speak to give his solidarity and the solidarity of all the workers that he represents in Toronto to the Vale-INCO strikers, USW 6500. Please welcome John Cartwright.
So, sisters and brothers, particularly our sisters and brothers here from Sudbury, welcome to Toronto. We're happy to host you here today. It's worth the ride down here. To see that sign right there put up by Steelworkers in Toronto to show that corporation what we think. Now, we're talking about a struggle today that has all the elements of what globalization stands for. A multinational company that's been allowed to take over INCO, a Canadian icon, and suddenly say, by gosh, those nickel miners are paid more than we pay anywhere else in the world. Some of you think about Toronto being those bank towers and those stockbrokers down on Bay Street. And it's true that they say Toronto generates 20% of the wealth of this country. We don't do that, because a lot of the wealth that flows through there comes from Sudbury, comes from Thunder Bay, comes from Kapuskasing, comes from Sault Ste. Marie. And the head office is there, just suck that money down. They've been made by generations after generations of miners and foresters and pulp workers, and taking that money like it belongs to them. Well, I'm telling you, sisters and brothers, on behalf of the labor movement in this city, that we know where the wealth comes from, and we know who the wealth belongs to and should belong to.
The people.
Oh, somebody wants to suggest who it should belong to?
It should belong to us.
So who should it belong to?
Us!
Who creates the wealth?
Us!
Who's got the power?
One day longer.
One day stronger.
What do we want?
Fair deal.
When do we want it?
Now.
Got somebody from local 1005 who's going to give us a heartfelt story, I think. And his name, please give it up for Wild Bill Mahoney.
This is a short poem I wrote in honor of Women's Day. It's titled Rebel Woman. See her fist raised in the air. She's one of us who really care. Hear her quoting from Karl Marx. She has guts and she has smarts. Freedom, justice, human rights. She'll be there to lead the fights. I'll follow her to hell and back. If I don't have a heart attack, you'll see her standing bravely on the picket line. Ain't no one that can scare her. She's as tough as she is kind. She'll join you in your struggle. You know she feels your pain. She'll tell you that the system's just a rich man's game. She's fighting for justice and equality for all. And when we bring the system down, she'll be there to help it fall. Thank you.
Now to introduce Fred Hahn, who's the acting president of QP Ontario. Fred.
Sisters and brothers, I want to bring you greetings from our 220,000 members in the province of Ontario and our 700,000 members across this country. You need to know that QP members stand with Steelworkers every day until you win! Vale-INCO needs a history lesson. The last time that INCO took on the Steelworkers, it was in 1978. Then after 9 long months of that struggle, it was the workers who prevailed! There is no company that takes workers on strike for this long unless they're trying to break the union, and we need to send a clear message from our entire movement. It didn't work in 1978.